Hi, I'm Patricia Valone with CTV News, and joining me now is Chris Crider and his wife Teresa. And you just recently had a surgery, an elective surgery, although I'm sure it probably didn't feel elective to you at the time. Now, Governor Hogan just started allowing those kinds of surgeries last week because he had temporarily paused them due to the COVID emergency. Tell us a little bit, first off, how are you feeling, and tell us a little bit about the procedure.
I'm doing pretty well right now, just recovering, and the procedure was to remove the kidney stone. It was an irregular shaped kidney stone that they didn't think I was going to be able to pass on my own, so they needed to remove it with a scope, laserly. So
you look like you're doing a little bit better than you probably were last week.
Absolutely.
All right, tell us a little bit about the procedure, just so other people who may be hesitant about going to get a procedure that's important. Tell us what the procedure was for you pre and during that surgery.
It was just a meeting with the doctor to give me the options, which, again, they didn't think that I was going to pass it on my own, so there wasn't many options. And so that first meeting was the consultation, and then the surgery was scheduled a few days later. So to go in, we wore our masks, and then basically you just go in, and just like any other, outpatient surgery, you go in and they get you prepared for surgery. They take you back, quick anesthesia, and you wake up and you go home, basically. So I was a little concerned with everything that's been going on. This happened early in April for me, and I didn't want to go to see anybody. I didn't want to go to the emergency room. Didn't want to go to see a doctor's office. But anyway, when it happened a second time, I felt that it was necessary.
Teresa, did you have any concerns about your husband going during this particular time period? And did the after effect after you've been there, do you feel better about this all happening, transpiring?
Oh yeah. It wasn't the actual hospital that we had to go to. It was the surgery center in Annapolis over at Weems Creek. So I felt a little more comfortable about being in that setting versus the actual hospital setting.
And in terms of, bring us through the process a little bit. You said you had face masks and things, but how do they do the things like the social distancing and other aspects in a hospital or in a surgery center setting?
Well, I mean, there was only so many people there. It wasn't crowded, so we all just kept our distance, basically, and sat apart in the waiting room. When they called you, you just went back, and so you were in your own room. It really wasn't an issue to keep the social distancing in effect.
So you feel like it was probably part of the scheduling, the way they did it initially, pre-procedure type of things that made you feel better?
Yeah, I didn't really have any issues with any of that, so I didn't have any problems along those lines.
Is there any advice that you might give to people who are considering having some kind of surgery or procedure done, to quell any kind of concerns that they might have?
Well, again, I was concerned, so I would say, we all need to do our part. And, if you're wearing your mask, if you call and make an appointment, just, follow through and go at the time you're supposed to go. And just follow the guidelines that the doctor's offices are setting up. So again, it wasn't an issue when I went. So keep your distance, those kind of things.
How about you, Teresa? Any advice for people?
Yeah, basically the same thing Chris said. When his actual procedure was taking place, I actually went out into a main lobby area where there wasn't anybody sitting out there. And I just sat out there for a couple hours while he was having his procedure. And then when he was finished, they came and got me and they said I could come back and see him. And he was just trying to wake up out of the anesthesia. And I felt pretty confident that they knew exactly what they were doing there.
All right. And in terms of the whole sanitizing and everything, you felt like you were comfortable in that location?
I did. Yeah. They provided really great care from top to bottom, from the receptionist to the doctor. So we received top-notch care.
All right. I'm sure there's a lot of people who will be in a similar circumstance coming up in the near future. So it's good to know that, the procedure can go off without a hitch, hopefully. So
Yes, actually, I'm having sinus surgery at the end of the month.
All right,
So-
both of you, huh?
Yeah, so now I feel a little better knowing how things are going to be.
All right. Well, best of luck to you, and I'm glad to see that you're feeling better, Chris. And other people who want to go out and have their surgeries now, you know, it is open and that is available.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia.